You are listening to episode 44 of the Underhook Show. As always, my name is Steve, alongside my co-host Chris. Chris, how you doing on this Wednesday evening?
Good, my friend. A little tired. Long wrestling week, I've got to cover it all here for you guys in a little bit. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, man, I'm hanging in. Tired myself. I don't know, just didn't sleep, but definitely was tapped into the pay-per-view this weekend as well as the coinciding television tonight. I'm sure that dominated a lot of people's weekends, but as I always like to ask, you watching anything else lately?
I said it not. Didn't even get to my Lucha Underground yet, but it's been chilling. I've been playing WWE 2K.
How you liking the new game?
I like it, honestly. The ragdoll physics are fun. It's got, it's just, it always keeps me entertained for a little bit. And then MLB The Show just came out too, so I've been locking into that.
Oh yeah, a bit about to be dialed into that one, I bet.
Oh, absolutely. I'm off tomorrow. You already know what it is.
Yeah, I made sure before the pay-per-view to finally wrap up January on my own watch list, which had like the second Gunther AJ match, which I talked about when it aired. That was awesome. And real sleeper hit on Ring of Honor, actually. They ran in late January a Anthony Henry Adam Priest match that really kicked ass. And I don't think it's getting enough love. I mean, obviously,
Those are our dogs. So.
we're familiar with what they're capable of. The interesting thing, though, was that Priest was working babyface in this match.
Yeah, he's been working babyface, and him and Billington were teaming up for a little bit around that. I don't know if they still are at this
I
point,
think I think they
but
still are because he came out to the remix of O Britannia, and I'm like, of course, the most Alabama motherfucker on the face of the planet's coming out to the British Bulldog theme.
you get it.
But really
Like
awesome match.
I did see one. I did tune into TNA for one specific reason, and
Your guy,
it was to see my dog on the highest rated TNA episode, by the way. Not because of him, but he might have helped honestly. But yeah,
yeah, Ricky Sosa's TNA now, right?
yeah, that was badass. He got over from a viral TikTok, but he's actually a good wrestler too. Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens.
And like, how was his presentation? Because I know we talked about that being like a concern.
It was pretty good, honestly. I mean, good as it could be for TNA, I guess, without trying to throw shade. I guess you should say.
Yeah, I know what you mean though. Like
Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah. So I was just like, because I was like, I will respect TNA for being around for this long, and they're doing something right. Shout out to Ricky Sosa.
Yeah, good for him, man. Get the bag. Only other things I kept up with, I made sure to cram in Collision before Dynamite went on the air. Which it was just like, I don't know. I find it comforting when it's like a real B show Collision because they're usually just putting on like some pretty cool matches, and that's what they did. Like Mark Davis Commander was a lot of fun. Kevin Knight El Clone, pretty cool, even if they kind of got into some more choreograph heavy stuff. But the little surprise Andrade versus Mascara Dorada was really cool. They did a whole bunch of stupid shit, but like I had a blast with it. And it answered my question of why Lance Archer wasn't on the pay per view because he was swagging out, but he had like the like one of those casts, like the wrist cast with the splint. So our dog's injured, so we're just wishing him a speedy recovery and he can get back to beating ass.
See lucky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
that's all it is.
Yeah, yeah. So Andrade Mascara Dorada from this past weekend and Anthony Henry versus Adam Priest from late January Ring of Honor. And those are some supplementary matches I would throw out there if you haven't seen them.
I had Collision on, but I don't remember anything.
Fair enough. That being said, though, for the first time this year, it's time to jump into a pay-per-view review. This was AEW Revolution live from the Staples Center on March 15th or whatever the hell they call it now. I still call it Staples Center. But same spot as last year, and exiting this show, I feel like the opinions were all over the place. I seen some people calling this like the spiritual successor to All Out 2021. Some people calling it like a top 5 AEW show ever. Some people not liking it at all. But the whole point of doing a podcast like this is for us to do the work ourselves and come to our own conclusions. So, Chris, general thoughts on Revolution 2026?
It's one of the top AEW pay-per-views I've seen recently. I really like the production of it. It just felt different to me. I don't like the length of these pay-per-views. That's my only complaint about anything is the length and some of the placement of the matches. But we'll get into that when we break a little bit down because some of these matches could have not been on the card.
Yeah, card construction was my biggest criticism outside of one match in particular, but I mean, I will get in my soapbox when the time comes. Card construction, man. And also, I know this is something that like somebody could use in poor faith, but I mean this in the most genuine sense as possible. I really wish that whoever's putting the matches together would communicate with each other because some
Same
things
spots.
appearing in multiple matches, sometimes back to back, really killed a lot of the matches for me.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of those too, but I couldn't remember them now, but I do remember a lot of the spots happening.
Yeah. As
And
we go
like,
through the card, I'll remind you where certain things were.
yeah, mine's just like timing because like it was 10:30 and the dogs were coming out. And I said, no, the dogs are going to sleep.
Yeah, I think Texas Death went on like 11:05, and that went 45 minutes.
And I probably understand why it went on so late. You know, probably like to put the kids to bed type of situation.
Well, they're on the West Coast too, so it was
Well,
only
that's right.
9.
They were in LA. Never mind.
Yeah, there was only like 9 p.m. there, so like they were not. I don't think with HBO Max, I mean, clearly since they moved to Max, the pay-per-views have gone later and they're not on a hard out. But yeah, I mean, it's not anything we haven't complained about before. But I think on a show like this, especially with what they pulled in the main event for how long it went, it was like, all right, guys, like wrap it up.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to try. I took a nice little snooze during that 6-man dogs match.
I I surprisingly stayed up and stayed attentive for the entire show. So maybe that is a plus, but man, there's just some things on the show that really held it back for me personally from it being in that top tier of AEW pay-per-views. Uh, we will go through it match by match as we always do, and I will once again open with the question, Chris, did you watch the pre-show?
You absolutely know I did, sir, because I texted you on who
I
was
broke
on the
my own
pre-show.
rule. I broke my own rule.
You
I
did it.
said I said since All In, I am not watching pre-shows live. I will catch them before we record. But between the Willow stuff, which we knew would bleed into the main card, a title match, and just anything Ricochet, which, oh man, we're going to talk about Ricochet because he might be in the doghouse for real, to say the least. And yeah, Costco guys are booked, so I had to watch. Did not know Wayne Brady was booked.
Me either. That was a surprise. I mean,
Yep.
that's. I feel like they, and I feel like. I mean, correct me. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I feel like they were trying something different here. They were trying to make it feel more like a big event stadium show with all like the celebrity. You know what I'm saying? Celebrity. A lot of the camera work felt a little bit different to me.
Yeah, and I think it helped that they did sell the show out because they weren't afraid to brighten up the room. So it definitely felt different.
Yeah, that's why I think I liked it so much. Like I don't know, it just felt like it felt like a good show, card wise, like we talked about. But we'll break it down for
Yeah.
y'all.
But running down the pre-show, Costco guys tag, I mean, these are foolproof at this point. Just it's all the best kind of goofy bullshit you want in your wrestling. Like I had a great time with it. I mean, the Rizzler took a bump, Wayne Brady took a bump. I mean, this thing if it's not for you, it's not for you, but I'm not going to say no to this.
I like comedy with my wrestlers, man.
Yeah.
It's an entertainment show. You know,
Yeah.
I watch this to forget about life for a couple hours, and I like Wayne Brady.
Willow and Lena Cross, I can appreciate what they were trying to do. They were really trying to do the like a lot of the
Just
powerhouse stuff.
not gonna lie, just didn't do it for me.
I can appreciate what they were doing if it didn't come across entirely what they were going for. Lena Cross obviously brand new to the promotion, and there's some things that I would like to see her work on. Specifically, like I mean, she never worked there, but like man, she was doing those NXT faces on some of the near falls, and it's like, hey, like reel it in a little bit, you know?
Bring it back a little.
Yeah. But I thought the injury angle was effective enough for what they were going to do later in the night.
Yeah, I like we kind of figured what was gonna happen. I wasn't. I mean, it wasn't bad. It just didn't really do it for me. The tag match was
Yeah.
better because they were
Yeah.
played into.
The Battle Royal kind of lost me for a couple of reasons. First of all, I was making dinner during this, and It felt strange that it's like, yeah, this is an over the top rope battle royal, so we're gonna start the match with nobody in the ring.
This is the King of the Mountain rules.
Dude, I was gonna say they're doing the reverse battle royal inadvertently, but I mean, there was just a kind of a popcorn match to get the crowd hot as they're all filling in, and obviously the real substance of the match would come after they actually went on the air. I think I'm over this for now, but I understand what they were doing with where they wanted the title switch to happen on the pay-per-view. However, I would just suggest that you could have cut a match or two from the main card, and if you wanted this blow off of a feud that, quite frankly, I completely forgot about, but nonetheless, if you want the Ricochet Perry blow off on the main card, I would rather them just do a singles match.
That's right. I would rather have that too.
Hmm.
It would have meant more, I think, if Perry would have beat Ricochet solo dolo.
Yeah, which obviously they're throwing back to when young Jack Perry was in the crowd at, I want to say SummerSlam 2010.
Yeah, think that's what it was. But the same year that Fred Durst flicked off the camera.
I believe so.
Yeah,
I don't know. They did SummerSlam in LA like 5 years in a row or something.
Fred Durst.
If only we could fly. So technically, the 21-man Blackjack Battle Royal opened the show. I don't think I need to go into the bell time because the 22 minutes obviously did not take place on the show proper. No Mark Briscoe in this match, which we thought he would be here, but I'm assuming he's still selling the beatdown angle from the Go Home television. Arush was in this though, which was nice.
Or fucking, he got a good pop too. You know
Yeah,
why? Because he's the dog.
because he's a beast, dude. He's the best.
He's not a beast. That's the Mortos. And he's a lawyer. Okay, all due respect to Leo Rush. I didn't. I don't like it. Not a good. Not weird. It's a weird look. It looks like Gollum. But hey, was he injured?
I don't know. He must have been
Because
because
Leo Rush has a tendency to just leave whenever he wants and come back. But I forgot. I honestly forgot because it was him and the crew.
yeah.
Action under. Oh, all right. I guess we ain't doing the crew anymore. I guess we're doing Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I would just be cool though if like Leo Rush is just doing this as a Leo Rush gimmick because I did not like the Blackheart stuff on the Indies at all.
And that's where I'm different. I like the Blackheart stuff.
Fair enough, to each their own.
Because, well, okay. So I liked it, I guess, when he first did it. When he first, like, with Ricky Shane Page and all that in the Combat Zone. Because I was super big into Combat Zone around that time.
Mhm.
So I liked that because it was just different. But I could see where, like, if if all people know is just the Leo Rush that you see on TV, why change it up, you know?
Yeah, well, I'm talking about strictly like my introduction to Blackheart stuff was like 20.
Oh, yeah, no, okay. No. Go back
Yeah,
if you get a sec. Check out, like, when he first came. He did a ladder match. It was him and I think Ricky Shane Page. And, like, that, I don't know, it was awesome. For it to be so, like, combat zone, like, for it being just in a small arena, it was pretty awesome.
yeah.
I don't
I'm
remember
only
much
talking
of
about
him, of the 2024 one.
yeah, I'm only talking about recent stuff that I can only speak for what I've seen. But like, I really like Leo Rush as a wrestler. I think he brings a lot to the table. The way he moves is just so unique. And then like, if you looked at the stuff in AEW he did with like Roddy a couple years ago, like he can contribute. Like I think there's a lot there. So I would hope to see more of him.
But loved him in PWG. You know, he is, that little gazelle move he was doing when he dove out to the ring was pretty crazy.
Yeah, like he could do all kind of crazy shit. Think you can get some cool stuff out of him. That remains to be seen because he wasn't around on TV, but a lot of people weren't. We'll talk about that a bit later. Moving on to the opening proper, FTR defeat the Young Bucks. 19 minutes 41 seconds.
Thank the Lord. I guess I could say thank the Lord now.
Yeah, but Chris, in the moment, what'd you think of this match?
I didn't mind it. I mean, it was typical. Honestly, I didn't went too long, in my opinion. Too many falsies. A lot of he could have trimmed some fat, maybe. But all in all, not a bad match. Nick was pouring blood out of his face, crazy style, instantly. Was that hard way, or was
No, I just think he just cut deep. It looked like a blade to me. We're gonna be talking a lot of Blade versus Packet on this show too, as once we get into the main event. But so I'm watching this opener, and first of all, we called Lakers tights. I never put two and two together to expect that FTR would answer with Celtics gear.
Yeah,
Which hell yeah, I like that. I thought that was a nice touch. And they run this video package where Matt Jackson saying we're gonna leave you in a puddle of your own piss and blood. So I'm sitting here just going like, please, for the love of God, don't lock up. And to their credit, they didn't. They started. They were doing like slaps to the face and stuff.
the
And
hockey fights and stuff.
we talk about card construction. I think this is a good place to start. I mean, not only for the fact that it was the opener. Tell me if I'm wrong. If you swap this with the Moxley match, I feel like this match would die on its ass.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because as we would see later in the night, in this match, Nick Jackson blades in the first 5 minutes. They burned a kick out at one. All the near falls, all the false finishes, as we've said. However, I think because this went on first and not later in the night, I enjoyed it a lot more than had it been later.
Yeah, I said that too when I heard if this match was open. And I said, okay, I have a chance to actually like this match now because I was terrified that it was gonna be on right before the main or something of that nature. And
Yeah,
this would be the match I fell asleep to. So kudos to them for putting this first, honestly.
yeah. I mean, I just really felt like them getting all their shit in because of everything else that would be on the show.
And all honesty, like between this and then the next, like, they tried doing like back to back hits, you know.
Yeah, they tried to go all killer no filler on this show for sure, which to varying degrees. And maybe, I mean, I think I'm on the outside here when I thought about the show in general. Not that I hated it. If I hated it, I would have told you right off the bat. Some things I really didn't like, but this was not one of them. I thought this was fun. Definitely more of a Bucks match than an FTR match. Primarily because when you think of FTR matches and you think of kind of I mean, it's not all headlocks and rest spots and all that shit, but like tags matter. You know what I mean? This was classic Rick Knox. Everybody's in the ring at the same time for the whole match.
I see Peter.
Yeah, so that I could have done without, but I mean, yeah, the blood was sick. Some of the spots I thought were a lot of fun. I liked them, working the family in the front row and all that shit. Cash absolutely eating shit on his dive as one would. We called Stoke getting out of the wheelchair.
Just book it. Just hire us, TK. We know what we're doing.
Yeah, and we wouldn't have a kick out at one 4 times on the same show. But no, I'm not gonna keep harping on that. One match I will though. But
Oh, if there's one match, I definitely will be doing the same. Probably the same.
yeah,
Maybe the same match.
it has to be. But overall, though, I think I did like this match, and I really like the finish. Avalanche. What the hell is their finisher called? I'm blanking. Shatter
FTR.
Machine.
Yeah.
Avalanche Shatter Machine's sick. I'm glad they didn't kick out of that, and I really was convinced the Bucks were winning this, so it was a nice surprise to see them retain. Obviously, we knew what was going to happen next. Edge and Christian come back. This was the script the whole time.
We've been calling that because once we knew there was a pay per view in Canada, come on, like
Yeah, which I mean, it is what it is. But overall, I think this is one of the better FTR Bucks matches. I would have it. I wouldn't have it at one. I think their TV match for the Ring of Honor belts is still their best one in my opinion. But I enjoyed this a whole lot more than I thought I would. So credit to them.
yeah. But like we said, if it was not anywhere else on this card, it would not have been good.
No, I wouldn't. It wouldn't have gone over as well. So kudos to them for having that kind of foresight. Moving on to the first women's match of the night, or on the main card, I should say. Timeless Tony Storm defeating Marina Shafir in 9 minutes 46 seconds. Maybe not the result Marina needed, but damn it if they did not make her look great in defeat.
This match ruled.
This was awesome. This was great.
Ah, yeah, I love this. This was I'm glad to like what we talked about. It's like Maria did step it up this match, and she looked a lot better.
Oh my gosh. Dude, yeah, like also too, you talk about someone like Tony Storm being like the ace of the women's division. This is the type of thing you ask of them to go out there with somebody who I would say, I mean, like we kind of knew what they had with Marina, but maybe the majority of AEW audience didn't. This is the way you showcase that. And even in defeat, man, like Marina came out of this looking like $1,000,000. I mean, outside of just these two absolutely laying in with their strikes and stuff, putting Marina's unique offense on showcase, Tony still kind of doing her, I guess, unique brand of limb work at times. They're able to get into this place where it had the tone of a slugfest, but didn't take away from like a lot of the personality quips Tony Storm brings to the table. And at this point, what Marina does with her shit talking and her gesturing and stuff, like she really knows how to milk the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I was like, what was it one spot? Was she going for like mother's milk and then Tony Storm bit her or something
Yeah,
like that? Yeah, that. But this, yeah, I like this. This was how they should book Marina every time. Just a
yeah,
straight, as we didn't really need the after effect or the after stuff. But hey, we're hoping for something else.
yeah. Oh man, because from one controversy to the next, I glossed over the Ricochet stuff, so I'll stick a pin in that for now. Yeah, we can talk about that on TV because it happened after the show.
Yeah.
Controversy number one, though, Ronda Rousey in AEW. I don't believe she got an All Elite graphic.
No, no, she
I
didn't.
don't believe she's signed, but
I mean, she's been here before, but she was in Ring of Honor. But I mean,
yeah,
we
I just don't really know what the end game here is because she has a legitimate fight around the time of Double or Nothing.
unless you're trying to do double promotion here. I'm hoping, you're hoping, we're all hoping. This just means Shayna Baszler coming. That's what I want.
It would make sense. I think that if Shayna still wants to work like a full schedule, I mean, I think she has so much to provide. Like we just did not get her.
Yeah, no.
Or at least main roster didn't get her. Like I liked a lot of her NXT stuff. But I think in a environment where you don't have to necessarily do like, what do they say, like square peg in a round hole, where she's kind of more to be work her own style, be herself. Man, you could do a whole bunch of cool stuff with her. So I hope that is the case. I will say, strictly from an in-ring perspective, it was Athena and Billy versus Ronda and Marina. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I just seen that she did wrestle in Ring of Honor, which was pretty good. I mean, I don't really care for her. I just not my
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I understand the controversy of her even having her around. I'm not trying to
yeah.
downplay that, but I'm almost like if it's a one-off, I don't think it's the end of the world either.
Yeah, because I mean, she didn't stick around after the Ring of Honor thing, so I'm not really
Yeah,
too
and on
pressed
top
about it.
and on top of that, you know, how much time do you want to dedicate to Ronda Rousey when you're not booking the rest of your women's division?
Yeah.
So I
So
think that's a genuine criticism that I would actually agree with. But overall, Tony versus Marina, I would say was a success.
I thoroughly enjoyed this match. I wonder if they were supposed to run it back, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Stick a pin in that for now, though, too. They used Marina's presence in the building to immediately segue to the next Death Riders match on the card. Jon Moxley successfully defending the Continental title against Konosuke Takeshita in 23:32. They didn't really overshoot the 20-minute time limit, but I'll be real, it sure felt like they did.
As this match felt long, and the damn kick out at ones, gotta go.
So let's bring back what I said with the FTR Bucks match. If you switch this out with Moxley Takeshita, I probably have differing opinions. Because of all the shit that happened in this match after this tag match, I was mentally checked out of a Jon Moxley pay-per-view match. I really was.
Yeah, I think around this time I was getting my kid ready anyway, but and then all the kick out at ones, I was just tapped out already. I said, nah, I'm cool. But hey, something else woke me up later on. Yeah, I don't know, man. This wasn't. I think I was just disappointed because I wanted Takeshi to win.
Yeah, I think they booked themselves into a corner with no interference. Because I'm not saying the match needed it. These two have had good matches in the past, and to a lot of people, this was one of them. This didn't connect with me though. I could tell that they were trying to ground it in some limb work, but that eventually like flew out the window. And I understand it, like certain points. Oh, it's just who's gonna keep getting up. But I think this was just uncharacteristic of a Moxley match to where it did get you know a little indulgent with the near falls and the false finishes. And I was mentally checked out because of that.
Yeah, that's bad placement. Should have switched this. You should have switched this, and then the next match I think would have maybe helped it. Nah, maybe
Or
not. That's two women's matches.
you could have put it somewhere else, but I mean, even so, second match on the night that went around or over 20 minutes with blood and a bunch of false finishes, and it all starts kind of bleeding together, no pun intended. That's not what I think of when I think of Moxley and to a certain extent Takeshita. So the rare miss, and I didn't love the 20-minute draw either. So maybe where this pairing's at might just not work for me, but that's fine. Post match though, I mean I figured it would be soon. I didn't think it'd be this soon though. But Will Ospreay's back,
Let's go. My
and Will
dog is
Ospreay
back.
Ospreay versus Death Riders feud. Sign me up.
Yeah. Ooh, I saw that. I jumped on my seat. I said, let's go. My goat is back.
And coming back from spinal fusion, and the first thing he does is a corkscrew moonsault, almost clanking his head on the apron.
He said, hey man, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. What's
We're gonna
TT,
talk.
bro?
We're gonna have a lot to talk about with Moxley and Osprey, but I'm like, I say this affectionately, like, man, like, this might be like a really good dumb guy pairing. Like, they're just gonna go for it. So I'm assuming will be Dynasty, but yeah, second return of the evening, and I think this was AEW is really trying to make a statement with all these returns and flexing their roster. Whether that worked for you or not for me to say, but
It
as like I've
wasn't,
been saying,
wasn't really for me.
yeah. Moving on though, Megan Bayne and Lana Cross. I mean, they won the tag belts about a month overdue. Defeating Babes of Wrath in a 5-minute squash. I mean, this was just capitalizing on what they set up in the pre-show, so I thought it was fine.
Yeah, good. I good little storytelling, and we kind of figured the outcome. I wish it was Penelope Ford. Hope she's good.
Yeah, I hope she's doing okay. I thought it was really strange that, well, I mean, I'll just talk about it now. None of the women's champions were present on television tonight.
Wow, I just not realized that.
Yeah,
Crazy.
so maybe on Collision, but for now, no fallout from this title change or
But
Willow's defense.
they did say that Divine Dominion will be on Collision.
Okay, because I'm assuming, I mean, if they think Brawling Birds are ready, that would be the natural progression of this. You'd think.
Yeah, they're on Collision, so that probably makes sense. Probably set something up there.
Moving on, for the title of the most dangerous man in the promotion, Swerve Strickland defeats Brody King in 14 minutes and 19 seconds. And man, this would have been my match of the night if they didn't pull that bullshit with the 1 count.
Yep.
What the fuck, dude? Like, what? Like, that one, like, there's certain things I'm willing to forgive or uphold my suspension of disbelief, right? But fuck off, man. Like, that was, that ruined the match for me entirely.
Yeah, I kind of figured Swerve was winning this match. Good match up until that point. Once again, them fucking false finishes.
I just don't see the reason for it. Like, even if Swerve has to win, because let's talk about the good here. All the shit when they were working in the ring post was awesome. Like the lawn dart spot, all the stuff, all the choking and all that shit. Like, and on top of that, they were just laying in everything, which is what we were hoping out of this match. Like, these two absolutely went for it. It was connecting with me. It was like my favorite Swerve singles match in a long time. And this is probably, I mean, arguably the best Brody's looked on pay-per-view. Love the idea of the vertebreaker on the concrete. And I was in Violent People chat, and we were like, yo, like, if you just ended it with the count out, that sets up a rematch with a stiff.
They said, nah, hold my beer.
Or, even if he rolls into the ring and you hit the swerve stomp, just go home. If he's winning the match anyways, just go home. There's absolutely no reason that Brody King should be kicking out at 1 after taking a vertebreaker on the concrete and a swerve stomp. I'm sorry.
Hire a TK will help you.
Or just have your agents talk to each other.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing too. Is there's no communication there.
Like, we're 5 matches into this show. 3 of them have had a kick out at 1.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
They're all doing those and like I said, I hate harping. I hate bringing up the same company, but they're doing those PWG spots. Because that's what that was. It was all false finishes at 1, got the crowd all riled up.
Maybe so, but I'm like...
It works for like live shows and in crowd, but as a TV or a pay-per-view, it doesn't really work all the time.
No, because I mean, it's just diminishing returns. If I see 1 in 3 matches, I'm going to roll my eyes. If I see a third 1 in 5 matches, I'm going to tell you to go fuck yourself. Like, it blew the match for me, and it's such a shame because I thought this was like a really damn good match. and I would like to see these two wrestle again very soon.
Never say never.
Yeah, I think they will revisit this, especially with what we know about tonight. But hopefully they'll get to this. I don't know, maybe around Double or Nothing. I think that sounds good to me.
They're showing Chicago. Bring it back for us. Come on, man.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, I'm not trying to shit on the show, but I mean, like, 'cause again, I really think Swerve Brody was awesome. They just completely blew it with the finish. Like, you watch this match and you watch the first 13 minutes of this, it's sick. It's awesome. Like, this was going to be my match of the night.
Yeah. I mean, going into it, I thought it was gonna be mine because of who's in it. But
Hmm.
honestly, I don't really. It's hard for me to pick a match of the night. But I mean, like I said, other than that part, everything else on this match was solid.
Yeah, it was sick. He's just beating the shit out of each other, doing the cool stuff with the environment. I mean, Vertebreaker on the concrete, Cop Killer on the concrete. What more can you ask for?
World's heaviest cinder block.
Yeah. Kenny Omega makes the save. I mean, we kind of figured this would be the direction they're going. Now we know that they're not going to wait till the pay-per-view. They're going to do it next week. We will talk about that once again once we get into TV. Next, I when we previewed Tekla Statlander, I was just confused as why this was stepped up with 2 out of 3 falls. I thought this was fine, but if you look at everything that's surrounding it, it just feels extremely out of place.
Actually, yeah, I didn't care for it because I was already knowing this pay per view is going to go long. I mean, this match didn't go long. It's only like 14 minutes, but it did feel really weird, like weird, out of place. Maybe that's why I didn't like it so much. I like Tekla. I'm glad Tekla won. Not for me, I guess.
I can't say that I don't commend their effort because when you look at the 3 women's matches that are on this show, they're all extremely different from everything that went before or after them. And on a show like this, with the criticisms I have, I can't help but praise that. I just don't think that this was the feud for 2 out of 3 falls, nor do I think this was the right card placement. But I don't think this was a bad match by any means.
Yeah, not bad. Just it might have been felt like it was a bad placement.
Yeah. I think the third fall especially was probably the strongest part of it. I don't really know where you go from here though, because I think that they have a shortage of baby faces on the women's side.
And my next question is, who's next? Who would be next?
I think you need a dynasty defense. I mean, I'm assuming Mercedes is just going to win the Owen again.
Yeah, it's probably around the time she'll come back. Right?
Yeah, and then Windsor and Jamie Hayter are now tagging, so I'm really not sure where like who does challenge next. They got to heat somebody up.
Harley.
I mean, if Babes of Wrath are done, I mean,
Yeah,
that would free her up.
I don't know who else you have, to be honest.
Let's take a look.
I give a lot of heels.
Let's take a look. It's like a lot of these people are injured in factions or just straight up not on TV. Yeah, I mean, we don't know Tony's status right now. We don't know Queen Aminata's status right now.
I think Queen Aminata would make sense.
Yeah, they have a history.
Yeah, that one would actually, yo, give me that.
Yeah, Athena's back
Okay.
in Ring of Honor prison.
Here's Billy Starks with her.
Yeah.
I can't get Space Jesus to do it.
I mean, if they try to heat up Mina off the win tonight, maybe.
That would make sense. I will get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, I don't know. That or you bring somebody in from Stardom or CMLL.
Or
That'd be
healed.
cool. I don't think she's healed necessarily.
I didn't know. It was just like, yeah, I mean,
Hey, I'll tell you what, Yuka's booked on the big show for Tokyo Joshi Pro. I mean, if you can get Yuka for a pay-per-view one-off,
who's that
what?
one lady? Who's that one lady we signed? Or they signed and never showed up yet? I'm thinking it's something else. The Japanese lady, or Joshi wrestler, that was supposed to show up. Did she get hurt? Like she
Shuri?
Get hurt. Huh?
I mean, she just lost the IWGP to Alex Windsor. So if she did do an excursion, maybe their big shows around this. It's late April. I mean, they have a history too. They're in the same faction in Stardom.
Bring back Britt Baker.
I mean, odds are they just do Stat again.
But I got a dream.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like Stat, but I like something different.
Yeah, they're just clear that they're out of ideas for the world title picture, which that's not a good sign. But that being said, quite honestly, I think what's next is my match of the night.
Yeah,
Jet Speed
I
and
can see that.
Mystico defeating Kazuchika Okada, Kyle Fletcher, and Mark Davis for the AEW World Trios Championships. And Mystico is all elite on a dual contract.
Badass.
Coincidentally, You know who signed a dual contract today?
I seen, bud. I think we got a fair trade.
Yep, Claudio Castagnoli now on a dual contract in CMLL, which makes a ton of sense. We just haven't seen traffic going that way. We've seen CMLL guys sign dual contracts at AEW. Well, we were yet to see an AEW wrestler sign a dual contract with CMLL, but at least through January, I would say I've enjoyed Claudio's CMLL run as champion. I would like to see him in tags more, like the traditional 3v3s. So if we can get some Death Riders down there a bit more.
I think I seen some of it. Right, that's what already happened. They were supposed to go down there.
So Garcia and Yuta were down there for a couple of weekends, and they announced for their big spring show, Night of the Two Legends, which is headlined by Claudio versus Hechicero. They're running Moxley, Yuta, and Garcia versus El Sky Team of Mystico, Mascara Dorada, and Neon. So like that should be a blast, and I hope it means we'll see more of it. I think he has a. I mean, Claudio fits in anywhere, but I mean, it's been really refreshing to see him work in Arena Mexico and Arena Coliseo. But yeah, I thought this match ruled. I think I'm critical all the time of the kind of multi-man fireworks show happening all the time. But I'll tell you what, man, I think this is like the better version of it because they were going crazy, but at the same time, it still felt measured. Like they were building shit. Kevin Knight working to pull off the body slam on Mark Davis, or they teased the stereo dive and then like the heels pulled him out of the ring to eventually, once they got the hot tag later into the match, then all three of them were able to actually pull off the stereo dive. On top of that, too, this is just Tony Khan flexing. I mean, look at every interaction in this match, and it all worked.
Yeah, he said we got this, but this was a dream blunt rotation match to me for sure.
Yeah, and some people might point to Mark Davis as the odd man out, but I thought he looked great in this match.
He fitted great. He was awesome. I loved it. Hey, it's hard. Like I said, it was hard for me to pick a match of the night, so I'm not gonna go and just try to pick one now. But going back,
Yeah, fair enough.
this match and the match after this was actually pretty badass too.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Um, man, Kevin Knight though, just every week, I just get blown away with how well he's coming along in AEW. Man, that dude, he's gonna be a champion, like a singles champion. I think sooner than later.
Yeah, absolutely. I would. They gave him the promo time a couple weeks ago. Challenge MJF. They're giving him the go.
Yeah, and also when you're just looking at this match across the board, uh, I think a year ago, this might have been a match where maybe Kyle Fletcher did a little too much, but he was anchoring a lot of things in this match when he was the legal man, and just that's a testament to how much he's come along and grown into his own. Just yeah, dude, I thought everything in this match, like it just really worked for me. Everything clicked.
Yeah, this match ruled. And then shout out to Mystico getting the contract and that money.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how they use him because he's normally working in Mexico 2 to 3 times a week.
Jeez.
Yeah, so we'll have to see how they use him in that regard. But so far, he's booked for Collision. They're defending against Don Callis family selection of Takeshita, El Clone, and Josh Alexander. So we're getting Mystico Takeshita minutes on one of the two Collisions this weekend.
Lance Archer.
No.
Oh, shit.
Heal up, big dog. We'll get you soon. Then we're running Mystico versus Lance Archer for the world title.
There we go. See? UK Universe mode.
Yep, just give us the pen, man. But highly recommend the World Trios title match. It's 17 minutes of just fun and just enough grounding to keep it within. I guess the word I'm trying to look for is just enough grounding to where it doesn't overreach. Like, they're doing all this wild shit, but the tags still matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a fun match, though. Something to
It's just
break
well
up.
done.
Something to break up the monotony.
Water in my nice.
Good.
So now we're into like the run-in here of Revolution. A match that you and I were salivating over. Andrade El Idolo defeats Bandito in 20 minutes 55 seconds. Non-title match.
This match, if I could pick it, this would probably be it. This is.
Yeah, this ruled.
I love this. God, I love Andrade. I love him.
First of all, something that warmed your heart: Bandito in the Super Dragon.
The Super Dragon fit. I said, "This is my guy right here." I right when he came out, I was before Excalibur even said it, I was like, "Is that fucking Super Dragon?" And oh, dude, that was so badass. Oh yeah, give Bandito everything. Give Andrade everything. Fuck it.
And you know what's crazy? Because I thought this was really good. I could tell that they were holding back a little bit.
Absolutely. But man, even them holding back outshined some shit. Like basketball.
Yeah, just cool, just a cool as hell match, and that's what we always knew it was going to be. A kind of perfect blend of hard hitting with a lot of the athleticism, and just it's just cool as hell between these two. Andrade's swag is obviously different. He's out there in the shorts, but like while wearing the wide receiver gloves,
Yeah, it was really weird.
but
But
he made it work.
he took the pants off. So I mean, that's all that matters. You pay the big bucks. He takes the pants off. Unlike Pac, we pay the big bucks. He's already got the pants off. Or he's already got the shirts off. So
Yeah, yeah. I think though, if I did have some criticisms of this match, I maybe would have shaved off some time. I mean, they spent a lot of time on the outside.
yeah, it started off slow too. I think, didn't it? Like
Yeah,
very.
they took their time with it, and I think what they followed, where it was just go 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 the whole time, I think they were trying to just ease the crowd into it, get everybody to settle down and invest, and then they did a good job of escalating that. I think I especially loved Andrade's strategy in this match, to where he was it was not winking and nodding at the camera, so to speak, but like he knows the setup to the 21 plex is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So he used that as bait the whole time.
I gotta go back and watch this match because I don't really remember it a lot. I just know I thoroughly enjoyed it because I think this is around the time I started dozing. Like I started getting tired around this.
Yeah, because I mean we're pushing like 10 o'clock here, but yeah, anytime he like went up to the ropes and he put his two hands on the middle rope, he would have an answer. Like it was playing possum essentially, and it forced Bandito to keep going for the X knee, which wasn't enough. Then eventually Bandito just said fuck it,
Yeah,
did
that
a
one.
deadlift
God, that
21
one.
plex
God, that was badass.
off of the mat. I mean that's the best version of the move.
Yeah, and it was a 2 count. Like damn.
Yeah. Which, I mean, maybe you could argue it's because he had to exert more energy deadlifting him,
Yeah,
and Andrade also is being presented as like a top tier guy. It's gonna take a lot to beat him. But non-title, I think this is absolutely the correct decision because Andrade obviously is telling us he wants a world title shot, but if they're doing Supercard of Honor in May, I mean, just run this match.
yeah, in the Super Dragon fit though. But I mean, what we've seen tonight, something might be changing soon.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll see.
Overall, though, for I guess first chapter, went pretty damn well in my opinion.
Absolutely.
And I look forward to the next time they meet. Semi-main, or at least just second to last match. AEW doesn't really.
AKA Chris's nap time. I went back
I'll
and
be.
watched it though, but
I was gonna say I hope you did because I thought this ruled.
yeah, no, you know, I was. I mean, Gabe Kidd and David Finlay are in it, and I know Darby Allin would die, so I went back and watched it, and I remember one spot in particular that was badass, and I want to see if you know what spot I'm talking about. If you can guess what spot I'm talking about, that
I mean, Darby Allin was determined
to
to
die,
have a near death experience in this bit, bro.
that spear that he took on the
Like
ape. This was it. This was the only that he took that spear so disgusting on that apron. I thought he was gonna hit his head.
it was like the human equivalent. He was doing like Evil Knievel shot out of a cannon style. Like, oh my gosh, he had no right to just say fuck it, just run into me as fast as you can with nothing to break my fall. We're gonna see what happens.
Like we got it.
The thing with Darby that's so insane to me is like, obviously he's gonna throw himself into everything. That's what he does. The Darby match is him dying, but for how like balls to the wall it is, he's still so good at garnering sympathy. When they did the spot where they like tied him to the tag rope and all these other spots are going on, you had 12,000 people chanting, "Please help Darby."
Yeah, that shit had me dying laughing though.
Like,
Like
holy shit.
they
But that's effective pro wrestling right there.
Jarvis said, "Guys, don't worry about me. We're okay over here." I'm just choking to death. Like, oh yeah, this was a fun match. The dogs are, no pun intended, are dogs. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this. I'm glad I went back and I knew automatically I was gonna go back and watch it because I woke up for the main. But
Yeah, and this was tornado rules, so it's like not like it mattered. But I really enjoyed the tags building up to this because the Orange Darby pairing worked so well because it was just Orange in control or taking control, building up to the hot tag, always worked. Now you throw Roddy into the mix, who is a fantastic tag wrestler as it is, and like when you put him in this sort of party match, he could just kill people. Yeah, this everything about this worked for me, and I had a ton of fun with it. We get to the finish though with Darby Allin zip tying Gabe Kidd to the stage, and Gabe Kidd stormed the press conference after the show, immediately calling for tonight's coffin match. So if you're wondering how the hell we got to a coffin match so soon, that's what happened.
he said bloody mate coffin match and a bunch of cuss words, and then we're here.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, I'm all elite, fuck New Japan, after he said Shinihon Ichiban last year. So
And he said
life
fuck
comes at you
AEW.
fast.
But
Yep. Life comes at you fast.
got a new grill, you got a brand new.
He's a madman, you know. But
I fuck with him. I don't know where to go. What we'll talk about tonight.
yeah. First though, I gotta get into my soapbox.
Do your thing.
I'm gonna give you the floor first before I make my piece. But MJF defeats Hangman Adam Page in 46 minutes and 18 seconds in the
Yeah, why does
Texas
this match
Death
go
Match
50 minutes?
to retain the world title. And now in kayfabe, Adam Page can no longer challenge for the world championship. Where do you start with this one, Chris? Where do you even start?
Why did it go 46 minutes? First of all, let's not do that when the pay-per-view is already on at 11:30, 11 o'clock. You're running a 50-minute match here. Crazy work. It was all right. It wasn't the best Texas Death like he said by far, no. But I feel like you just dug yourself into a hole now. Same thing you do with Cody. I mean, you could still, like I said, it's wrestling. You could change it. No one's gonna bat an eye. You know. I don't know, man. What?
Yeah, I got a lot to say about this. So
I'm letting you take the floor because I honestly have no, like, other than, like I said, I hated the stipulation when Cody did it. I hate the stipulation now. I hate, and like, you're just digging yourself digging yourself backwards to me.
all right, we can start with the stipulation. I'm not worried about that at all. I think Hangman will get out of it. You know, he gave him his word, but it's not. I don't think it's necessarily legally binding.
Yeah,
It's wrestling. They did, dude.
They did say it was a gentleman's agreement.
Yes,
So
he can go back on that.
yeah,
I'm not worried about that. I mean, how many times they slapped this on Steve Austin, you know, or like Tanahashi slapped this on himself in 2014, and then when AJ Styles beat Okada for the belt, he's like, "Well, I better challenge for the belt again." I don't know. Like he just did it. So like I'm like it's wrestling. We can get it. We can get it. We can get there, right? There's a way to get there. However, I think the finish of this match makes Hangman look like a bitch.
yeah.
Straight up. Like if I say, "Oh, they killed Hangman," it's not because of the he can't challenge again. I think because the end of this match makes him look stupid.
And they're a clown.
Bro, oh my God, where do I fucking begin? Okay. I hate this match. I really fucking hated this match. Let's start with Texas Death. They did everything, and none of it felt dangerous. I did not feel the escalation. I did not feel the genuine sense of terror when Hangman did this with Moxley and with Swerve. I'm not even talking about the stadium match. I'm talking about 3 years ago.
It doesn't mean as much going against MJF other than for the belt. It's more like a blood feud. Like it meant more sense during Mox, during Swerve, you know? Because it means more, not just because, hey, this is a match you're afraid of. Here's Texas Death because you're a whiny little heel. You know, that's it. That's all it was.
We can stay there because I think I've been giving Max the benefit of the doubt with the second title reign up until this point because he was being more giving and more vulnerable, and it felt like he was actually trying to serve the match instead of trying to prove to people that he can wrestle well. So when he comes in with the Terry Funk get up and you want him to get his ass beat, to me this all felt like an overcorrection because it didn't feel like the heel was getting his comeuppance. He felt like he was a cartoon character.
Yeah.
On top of that, the way that they went so far into the plunder, but it backfired on them in my opinion. If you think back to like the Swerve match and the Mox match, the first Texas Death with Mox. Hell, even the second one, because they did a lot of repeat spots here. Like when they did all this shit with the glass in the ring in the stadium, when they dragged Hangman through the glass and he was screaming in terror, like you can hear the crowd like audibly terrified. I never felt that once myself. I did not feel it from the crowd in this match.
No, it's more shock and awe.
Yeah. On top of that, I understand why they use sugar glass for the window spot. But when you use sugar glass and then 25 minutes later you use a real light tube on the same part of his body, it just looks phony to me. Then you take into consideration the skewer spot, the exploding table. Then you insert a dog collar into things, and you start putting a hat on a hat. And it's like, oh, Ghost of Revolution's past. Gee, I wonder who that could be.
Yeah.
Like, you're not, to me, it comes off like you're still not letting it go, first off. And when it's like, Hangman's invoking CM Punk and then losing, I don't think that's helping him much either. Not to make it about Punk, but I think that's just another observation. The real reason why I thought this match failed was because, like, I did not get the sense of hatred, I did not get the sense of fear, and I did not get any sort of payoff from a match that had no right going 46.
Yeah, it's bad. 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, this show got done damn near close to midnight, and I felt just pissed off. That does not even taking the promo into consideration, because then when Max goes, oh, I had the best Texas Death Match, you just choked out your enemy with a steel chain. You stood on top of him while he was on a stretcher, and you're worried about how good the match was?
Yeah, and that's what he said. He said it's the best Texas Death, and I said debatable, because that Moxley Hangman one's the best to me.
I would take both of the Mox Hangman matches. I would take Hangman Archer over this. I would take Hangman Swerve over this, if we're just talking AEW ones. I would take fucking Matt Taven and Orange Cassidy over this.
That random ass Texas Death.
It was random as hell, but it was a whole lot of fun. I did not have fun during this match. Now, I will play devil's advocate now. You invoke CM Punk in the finish. You don't want to know what that man said on the very first Collision? It wasn't because he had the best dog collar match. It's because he won the dog collar match. That's directly pulled from Punk's promo. And when you're here, and you're 3 years older, and your second title reign headlining pay-per-views, and this is supposed to be a fucking blood feud where you hate the guy, and you're trying to tell people how good the match was? I can't believe he was a serious champion.
Yeah, I'm just kind of worried. Where do you go from here?
I mean, Kenny, I mean, I'm sure he beats him.
That's what I'm saying. Not to hold like anything against MJF. Like, is it the booking? Is it what is going on here?
I think he just gave in to his own worst tendencies, and nobody's going to tell him different. And this is what it's going to be until All In. But I think that this was a complete failure of a main event. It was so tone deaf to what it actually needed to be. And when you and while I understand a lot of people are holding Hangman accountable for it too, I mean, he could at least get the tone right with different guys when they are doing these type of matches on television. This is a major pay-per-view main event, and I did not feel hatred.
Honestly, it's like regular no disqualification, man.
Yeah, just a huge swing and a miss for me, I'll be honest. And I was really hoping it would be different.
Yeah, it seemed to be a kind of a theme with a couple matches on this card. Not a lot.
Yeah.
Not all matches, but...
No, and I'm not trying to end this review on a bummer, but I was really let down by Texas Death. And I thought it was a bad idea to do this so soon to the Moxley match, because this was, 7 months removed? When the one in the stadium was such a classic AEW match. Like, that's one you're supposed to look to when you think of the company. This was the opposite of it for me. I was not feeling this at all. But that was Revolution. I think I've said this before with other AEW shows, but if you go back and kind of either watch this in sections or in a vacuum, you might enjoy it a lot more than I did in the moment watching it live. So I will throw that out there too. But yeah, I can't recommend that main event personally.
Yeah, me either.
All right, that was my TED Talk, so thank you for that. We can get into television.
Let's knock it out real quick. It's going to be it's an easy watch. It was a little weird, a couple questions, but...
Yes. Where's the live Live discussion. Cool. So we get a video package recapping the pay-per-view, and they did not waste any time getting Will Ospreay back into the fray. Going up against Blake Christian representing the Swirl.
I was like gorilla.
And I kind of laughed at this. I thought the match was fine, but like before the show went on the air, there was like a report swirling around where it's like Will Ospreay is going to change his in-ring style, and it's like he's literally wrestling his son here.
Yeah, this is twin, his mini me.
Like no, they're not going to change anything. But to be fair, Blake Christian did try to work the neck and milk the crowd a little bit to generate some heat. So this wasn't all just fireworks top to bottom, but it was very much a Will Ospreay match. This is your favorite wrestler, so I would ask you, first impressions post injury.
How many wrestles? I'm God, let's hear. He looks good though. Like, looks in good health. Like he looks buffed up a little bit.
Yeah, looks like he's in good shape.
He went from no tattoos to having a whole ass Assassin's Creed sleeve on his arm. So shout out. Yeah, I'm just happy to see him back, man. He just it sucked when he got hurt. Now he's back really quick. Just terrifying because his in-ring style, I don't think is going to change. And it looks like his first feud is going to be insane.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate them picking up the loose thread too. We were kind of thinking, well, if Moxley's babyface now, how is this supposed to work? But no, they're committed to it. Ospreay Death Riders is on the table, and I say that specifically because it isn't just Moxley. Pac coming back to jump him, I was just like, fuck yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Give me this. Singlet Pac, Will Ospreay. Yes.
And that's where the real question comes in of when these two wrestle again, what is that going to look like? Because we talked about Pac actually changing his style and whether that was influenced by his injury or just the character he is now. I'm not suggesting Ospreay is going to be working on the mat all the time, but I do want to see if that's why they're running this first.
Kind of test it out.
Yeah, knowing me saying this now, they're gonna go full stupid with it and just be doing zero gravity. Yeah, like
Pac's like, hey, remember they used to call me the man that gravity forgot? Yeah, check this shit out.
I mean, you want to hit an inverted 720 to the outside? All right, bet. But like,
you already had a standing 900. I got you.
Yeah, so they're gonna be doing all kind of goofy shit. But I love the all out match. I mean, we were in there in person for it, and like I always say, there's a good version and a bad version of everything. I think that Ospreay Pac match is like, when it's just like them doing video game stuff, I think they do it better than other people. So I would, if that's what they're gonna do, I think I'll enjoy it.
So I'm locked in. Dude, my favorite wrestler, Pac's badass. Sign me up.
Yeah. I'll say though about the matches, I think Ospreay made it a point for like literally the first move of the match to take a bump on his kinesio tape and then kip right back up to let you know he's okay. Yeah. I don't know if you noticed that.
I didn't notice that, but it still terrifies me. No.
Like he got shoved and he just went, all right, base of my neck, here we go. And just landed right on it, kipped right back up. So I think that's his way of kind of telling us, yeah, I'm good.
See how like fast he came back, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think Danielson mentioned on commentary, it was, I think Ospreay had 2 vertebrae fused, and Danielson mentioned that it was worse injury than his post WrestleMania 30. And he came back in 3 months less. Which, I mean, that's nothing short of incredible.
We got Ospreay back before we got Jay White back.
These damn hand injuries are starting to piss me off. Like, not from a selfish point of view, but I'm like, damn, like that just sucks.
I for sure thought I was gonna get surprised right now when Black Death Riders were beating up Ospreay. I was like, come on, Jay White. And then I heard the Bang Bang game music hit, and I was like, really? And then out came Ace Austin. Nothing against Ace Austin, but you weren't Jay White.
I thought about it too. Maybe they wanted to keep this momentum of just kind of like a we're back sort of thing. But yeah, I think the focus was more of like, no, like this is Ospreay versus Death Riders is going to be one of your main programs for the next couple of months. I'll tell you what though, I wasn't expecting much out of Bang Bang Gang versus Death Riders because it felt like a filler match, but this was actually a lot of fun.
I really liked it. Got our goat in it, Mox, you know. And I actually like Ace Austin. It worked nothing against Ace Austin. Shut up, Wheeler Yuta.
He's got the young boy gear going on. Him and Garcia both switched to just black trunks. Yuta's definitely giving off the vibe more though because he shaved his head, which like If you're in the dojo, you have to, or it's at least heavily encouraged. So it's almost like him getting his head shaved almost feels like a reset for him. He's got to earn his way back. I like that. I think that works.
Take it back.
Yeah, yeah. So they did get a lot out of this though at the time they were given. Juice Robinson, I mean, he's kind of like, man, that mullet is crazy.
Insanely crazy.
I feel like Juice Robinson's back on TV just in time for White Boy Summer.
You know what time it is? Get him. You know who else they need on the TV?
Who's that?
Once his arm heals up, let's get him back on TV. All right, White Boy Summer right
Yeah.
around the corner. I need my man Archer back on TV. Thank you.
I'm starting to go through the press photos now and documenting the fits.
Yeah, it's good. He gonna come. He gonna come out in something when he's fully healthy. You'll know.
Oh yeah.
But Dazzle jeans are coming out
Yeah. I still think it's amazing though. I gotta start keeping track of when Moxley wrestles on the direct TV after a pay-per-view.
all the time.
I feel like it's been every one.
I don't think he's ever taken a time off.
I mean that's what the Ace does. And quite frankly, I'm here for it. I believe there was a Death Riders tag announced for. Oh yeah, okay. So it's Claudio and Garcia are tagging against Mascara Dorada and Commander.
Yeah, Collision. One of those days. Collision.
Yeah,
Saturday.
that sounds
Super Bowl Saturday.
that sounds pretty sick.
I mean, I'm gonna try to tune into that if I remember.
Yeah, I think because they're splitting up the hours between Saturday and Sunday, I'll just cram them in before we record next week.
Probably what I'll end up doing too. Probably on my Wednesday morning. Or they're not sorry, it'd be Thursday programming.
Yeah. Before we get into the coffin match, it is important that Kenny did a pre-tape where apparently Swerve got the #1 contendership for beating Brody King. Sure, I guess.
Yeah, that was there.
Yeah, that's the thing that happened. So Kenny said, let's run it back, but winner gets MJF. So that would be a through line of the episode. Now we get to the...
There's this part where they said that Swerve won the #1 contendership, and there's something else that happened with another #1 contendership that makes no sense to me.
Yeah, you have to remind me of that one. But Gabe Kidd, Darby Allin, coffin match with like a pre-taped intro.
Yeah.
What do you think of the car stuff?
But, I mean, I get now this could be Texas Death. It makes no sense because they hate each other, you know.
Yeah,
But I don't really know if you needed all the intro stuff with the car flipping over and Gabe Kid damn near dying, but he comes out and then he's still okay. He's still trying to fight Darby.
I think they needed a, what's the turn of phrase? They need to make the ends meet, right? And they wanted this match to be outside the box. I think that how they got there, I didn't mind it as much. I was just kind of taken for a spin where I'm like, are we doing an entire pre-tape match? Like, is this like a outside the arena type of match? Like, them crashing in the car, I mean, these two are just maniacs. Like, if they didn't do any stunt doubles or if they just shot around it, that makes a ton of sense. But who's to say Darby Allin just say, hey, get in?
Yeah,
You know?
hey, man, hop in.
We're gonna crash the whip real quick. But I commend them for how unique the actual match felt because Gabe Kidd essentially wrestled the entire match wearing a straitjacket. Darby Allin bled crazy style. This felt like the blow off. Darby just getting his comeuppance on Gabe Kidd.
Why couldn't this match just be in the pay-per-view? Why do we have to have that 6-man? You could have just had this in the pay-per-view. Would have made more sense. And you could have had the 6-man tonight. Flip-flop.
I agree. I think because it's weird. On paper, I like that Revolution had the majority singles matches, but in execution, I really thought another gimmick match could have broken up the monotony a little bit. And this could have done that, especially with how it was delivered. This was so different from anything that they've done. So yeah, I don't know. I think they wanted to showcase David Finlay on pay-per-view though for just signing.
I can see that.
I hope we get David Finlay Darby somewhere down the line, but I'll be honest, the way that he beat Gabe Kidd here, I think like this was the blow off to that feud.
Yeah, I think this is it. But now I wonder where the dollars go.
Yeah. It doesn't get more decisive than beating the shit out of your foe while he's wearing a straitjacket and then perfectly timing a dive to knock him into a casket. It's about as definitive as it gets. Yeah, really really cool match though. I appreciate them kind of getting weird with the ideas and like I said, breaking up the monotony. I would think doing a match where someone's wearing a straight jacket the whole time could go wrong in so many ways, but I thought they did a pretty damn good job of this.
Yeah, he did have that thing out for like such a long period of time.
Like 80% of the match. It's crazy.
Yeah, and he
So,
still power slammed the shit out of Darby too with it.
yeah. So, again, credits to them. Okay, so we get the Jack Perry interview for some reason them and I had no reason to believe that Perry and the Bucks against Roppongi Vice and Okada should have main evented the show, but then it ended up, there's always more to it. I think we should talk about the Ricochet stuff because what the hell?
There's a part of being a heel and there's part of being an asshole, and he kind of just went over.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not gonna point out like I'm not gonna have to tell you why like dunking on someone for having MS is wrong because it is, but like the rumor is like his job is now jeopardized, and it sucks. The whole thing sucks.
Yeah, I mean, not a good look for him. I mean, it's just, they acted quick on it, so I mean, and he did apologize, but I mean,
Yeah, so his status is up in the air. I don't know what that means for our guys in Gates of Agony. I hope it doesn't affect their standing either, because it shouldn't, you know. But hopefully they handle it in a way to where everything's settled how it needs to be, and Ricochet can get on with it. But yeah, that was really disappointing to see. Yeah, I think you just I don't want to talk about the semantics of it, but you just went too far, and it sucks that it happened, and it sucks what it resulted in. So I just wanted to put that out there.
it sucked because you're Ricochet guys, so
Yeah, and he's
see.
coming off of a fantastic year, and I would hate to see him like just cut.
So hopefully they figure something out.
So now we get into the Swerve promo, doing like Judgment Day Edge style with the chair in the ring, and I actually didn't mind his motivation here because he's saying, well, if I'm wagering my contendership, then you need to put something else up as well. I'm cool on the EVP stuff on camera though.
Yeah, I guess not, right?
Him and Osprey beat the
Yeah,
Bucks to where if the Bucks lost, they're no longer EVPs. I'm just assuming Kenny's going to win, whether or not Hangman gets involved or not. Because I still think we're going back to Swerve and Hangman. I have no interest in seeing anybody with EVP powers as wrestlers. Because we did it with the Bucks for like a year, and I really had a bad time with it. Yeah, yeah. But Swerve Kenny is happening on TV next week, not at Dynasty like we initially thought.
I
So,
feel like this could be like some fuckery. Send it for the blow off at the pay per view.
yeah, unless they just don't do the Kenny match in Canada for the title.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, why not, right?
Yeah. I think Kenny needs another title, like a main title match main event. So, it makes sense to do it here. Because again, obviously, like it's a matter of lining up credible challengers for MJF until I'm assuming Osprey wins the Owen. So, but yeah, the first match I remember being pretty cool from last month.
Yeah, that match was pretty bad. I feel
So
like that
now,
on pay per view would be a lot better on TV, but
yeah, but I think now that it's the second in a series, they're not going to hold back as much, and I think we're going to get a more definitive conclusion to this feud. I mean, AEW still got some big things on the table between. I mean, I feel like Osprey and Moxley is the biggest match they can run right now,
absolutely.
and Swerve Omega. That's, I mean, in AEW sense, that's a pretty damn big match. So just need some more clarity on the world title scene, but we will get. I forgot to mention after the casket match, Darby Allin inserted himself into the title picture, and when he said, "MJF, I'm coming for you," I shouted at my TV, "Get his ass!"
This is your time, Darb. This is it. I'm glad they finally pulled the trigger. It's, and they're saying like Darby going for what he should have been going for since being back after beating Mox, after doing all, he should have just went for the title.
Yeah, and he needed this world title shot. I don't know when. Maybe that's a double or nothing match, but you can't screw this up, even if he doesn't win. Like, because I feel like they've dropped the ball with where they flirted with him in the world title scene, and then it just never went anywhere. I know that ever stuff happened too, but you know what I mean. Getting into the second half of TV, still staying consistent with Mark Davis, getting a featured singles match. And him and Speedball just said, "All right, cool, let's beat the hell out of each other real quick."
Let's put on Chris's match of the night right here.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun, man. Just a
Yeah,
solid ass TV match, and like they really went for it.
I'm just glad they're still giving Mark Davis some time. So that's always good to see for me.
Yeah, and, and it was cool seeing. I think Mike Bailey's really good in the big little matches,
Oh
and
yeah,
his legitimate like martial arts background, like it made sense why he was able to just like go blow for blow with someone like twice his size. So, yeah, this was a really cool match, I thought.
good. Not too long. Good little
And
action.
we were talking about Ultimate Weapon being protected. Well, we got it tonight.
Boy, do we ever. We also
Yep,
got some
yeah,
more kicks to the throat. His kicks scare me.
yeah. I do always wonder like how there's got to take some skill to know like how to work them while still making them look that sick.
I'm gonna tell you one thing right now. If I'm ever in the front row and he tries to kick me for a high five, I'm breaking his toes. I'm grabbing one of the little piggies. The piggies are coming with me.
This little
Like,
piggy went to the merch booth.
yeah, this man just yeah, because what, sir? Use your hands like a normal person.
Yeah, but yeah, real cool, solid TV match, and I think we're this wasn't exactly a Skeleton Crew show, but for how many people that were not at
This was
Dynamite,
definitely a people aren't ready to go show.
yeah, and these two were ready to go and came through with a just a solid ass television match. So good job.
I'm glad they don't wrestle with the mystical mask.
No, but I'm glad that gear wasn't just a one off. I think because I think it looks awesome.
Oh, it was hard, but
Yeah.
I don't think he's good with a mask on.
No, no, you gotta let that mullet breathe.
Gotta let the pitches loose.
Now that I think of it, we need Juice Robinson versus Mike Bailey in a mullet off.
Baby beating his ass. Sorry,
Yeah,
Juice.
yeah. The juice punches versus the speedball kick. Dude, there's layers to this game,
There
man.
is, see, they book us. We know how to work this.
Yeah. After that, we got the MJF promo that pissed me off, which is part of my tirade on Texas Death. So I'd say rewind about 15 minutes for that. Backstage, we get Don Callis family stuff. We could just fold in the Andrade segment here too,
Yeah,
if you don't mind.
oh, perfect. Yeah,
Yeah, just to consolidate and condense. Okada pretty much is, saying he doesn't rock with the Young Bucks anymore. But like we've known this. Once again, this main event just felt so out of place for me. But later in the night, we get Andrade backstage, and Abe Lincoln John Cruz is back there. I don't know if you've seen the shit in Arena where he's like dressed up like Abe
yeah,
Lincoln,
yeah.
Honest John over here. But
Super.
he's got Don Callis on satellite, and he's like, "Hey, you got to take this payout from MJF." And at first, I'm thinking, "What are we doing?" But let me tell you what we're doing. We're doing Darby Allin versus Andrade very soon.
But
And go ahead.
go ahead, finish your thought. I got you.
I was just saying, Andrade at the peak of his powers against Darby anytime. I gotta go back and see if they had matches when he was calling him Mr. Stink and he was trying to buy Darby.
Yeah, I think they did.
I'm gonna go back and revisit those because on paper, Darby Allin versus Andrade sounds incredible.
I'm also saying that I think Andrade gonna leave the family here.
He should be doing his own thing.
You don't need this. You don't need to be wrapped up in that. It's like he doesn't need a mouthpiece. I mean, he doesn't really. He doesn't need. He doesn't need a mouthpiece. He's good.
He doesn't have to talk much. He
That's what I
just
said. You don't need to
he
talk.
just
Just
swags out
go out
and
there with the
wrestles. Yeah,
ladies, do a little shimmy, get kissed on the cheek, put your number in the phone, go beat ass. There you go. I got you,
gloves stay
champ.
on.
Gloves down.
Yep. But Darby Andrade, I'm assuming at the pay per view, gives them both something to do in the midst of all this title picture stuff. Yeah, I'm so incredibly down for that match.
Absolutely. Give me that.
So before Dynamite went on the air, they ran a Tony Storm injury angle. I don't know what the legitimacy of this or not. The finish of Marina Shafir versus Mina infers that maybe she is actually injured.
And maybe that's what I'm thinking too, because it was just very random that, and I didn't even see this start of Dynamite. Did it happen before? Did it happen on TV or did it?
No, I think this was
Okay,
like a Twitter thing that and like they replayed it before the match.
Yeah,
Where it
because
was like Renee Paquette found Tony like knocked out backstage, but they're saying that like, but Marina's saying she had nothing to do with it.
yeah, I know who did. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Spades.
I like it,
The
but
saying.
we got Marina Shafir versus Mina Shirakawa. I had fun with this, but it was like, damn, of course they give Mina the win on the one time where like she should not be winning this match.
Yeah, but all signs point to I think this was supposed to be Tony's match to win again.
Yeah, and
Or
they
or
just
may
didn't
or
pivot.
maybe Marina was supposed to win this match, but Marina's doing something good for Mina. I don't know, but
The result felt strange. Like it doesn't ruin it for me by any means, but it did. I was like I was just set on Marina winning to keep building her.
yeah, me too.
But fun match though. I hope Mina's okay. Like her head just smacked the ground on the table spot.
Yeah, she's fine. They're
But
all
no, she's
good, you know.
yeah,
Clark Connors almost killed Darby with a spear. It's cool.
yeah. But fun plunder match. Glad Marina they're still committed to her, especially right at the pay per view. I think they have big plans for her this year. She's just she brings a lot to the table. Very unique, as I said earlier. But yeah, I thought this was fine.
I'm happy to see Shafir on my screen now after the pay per view match.
Yeah. Hell yeah, definitely proved a lot. That being said, I did think it was strange though that this was our women's portion of the night. None of the champions are anywhere to be found.
Yeah, I didn't even pay attention until like after you had mentioned it earlier. So that was crazy to think about. I'm hoping all the people are good. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm assuming uh, you got the TBS or not TV. You got the tag champs on Collision, so at least there's something there.
yeah. Sisters of Sin are on too, so maybe Tekla will be with them.
We'll probably get some more promos too. You know, yeah, there's getting the day
Yeah,
off.
yeah. 2 hours of taped Collision. I'm sure there'll be some pre-tapes sprinkled in there throughout. Main event time for TV. I don't really have much to say about this trios match. I thought it was funny that Roppongi Vice were doing like 2017 Buck spots with like the boots in the corner and stuff like that, but
Did they come out to their Punky Vice theme song?
no, they just came off Okada.
Bullshit. That's why they lost.
RockyRomero.bandcamp.com, dude.
Yeah, that's why they lost. You didn't come out to their Punky Vice theme.
I think. Do you have anything on the match?
I have zero.
Yeah,
Like,
this is.
I think I was tapped out because this match ran over and I was already over it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, this was like a very much like this should be going on second, like not last. But
Yeah, you should have in all honesty, had a coffin match to end it. You
yeah,
should have, yeah,
but
that would have been my either the coffin match or have the holds barred women's match handle it.
but they ran this last because the post match is what needed to take center stage. Although I don't think this landed how they intended.
Not
Because
at
let me
all.
tell you, I heard a lot of boos coming through my TV.
An awful lot of boos coming through my TV until Christian. Well, other than Christian, they cheered Christian,
Yeah,
but
yeah. But just to summarize, the Bucks are cutting a down on themselves promo on how their dad told them to lock in and all this stuff. And in my head, I'm doing the wedding singer, "You suck." But no, I thought the Bucks were fine on the pay per view, but Edge and Christian hit Alter Bridge, and
yeah.
they're explaining why they're back. And FTR comes out there, and then it kind of breaks up into a little bit of a brawl. But right now, it looks like every hotel's got the Young Bucks share. I mean, are they inserting them into this first match, or do you think they wait till Wembley?
Wembley three-way ladder match for the tag team titles. That's exactly what I've been looking at that the whole time. I feel like it's on paper.
Yeah, it's on the whiteboard for sure. I just want to know how soon you thought they get involved. Maybe they do Edge and Christian versus the Bucks at Double or Nothing, just as like a attraction match, because we're getting that straight up too. Like they're not all intertwined for no reason. Christian though still got the fastball. Immediately was just like, this is all very personal for you guys, but for me, if I win the tag belts, I make a shitload of money. So
I'm just happy to see Christian. I love Christian.
yeah, he's been missed. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that much.
But
But
the rest of the stuff though, Edge I don't really care for. Bucks I don't really need all of them in. I don't need all of them in the title picture, the tag title picture.
yeah, this is it's weird because like we knew it was only a matter of time, and now we're gonna have like 3 months of this on TV. But nonetheless, that's what it is. We got the graphic for FTR versus Edge and Christian at Dynasty. And the thing with Dynasty that's crazy to me is like we got like I think 3 TVs now, and that's it.
Yeah,
Like it's not a long break
that's good
between
though.
shows.
Because
Yeah,
I don't really like long games with my favorite music.
yeah. What I was thinking coming out of the TV though, not so much about the tag scene, but when you do think about this world title picture, you're doing the number one contenders match next week. That gives you a 2 week build to the match.
Yeah, it's not a good build though.
Yeah, it's going to be very condensed. So let's see how they handle that without. I mean, I know MJF was off TV this week to sell the effects of the match. So we'll have to see if he's doing some patchwork next week while the actual Kenny Swerve match is taking place. But that was Dynamite. Again, I was not trying to sound like such a bummer coming out of the pay per view because I do think there was a lot to enjoy. I just couldn't get over how much I think they missed the mark with Texas Death. But that was our review of Revolution and subsequential Dynamite. Do you have anything else for us today, Chris?
Yo, I did see the Raw opener with Obafemi powerbombing Brock Lesnar, which was pretty badass. But I meant to throw that in earlier. Just forgot. But no, man, I got nothing. Square Circle Expo next week for me. So stoked for
Yes,
that.
and I'm gonna make a note on that in just a minute. I did watch the Punk Roman segment from Monday.
Oh yeah, I remember that too. Yeah, yeah.
I don't think they're on the same page because they completely abandoned the first promo about people who have died. So, uh,
Well, I heard a rumor. I don't know how true it is about the second promo that Romo was gonna cut was supposed to involve Larry,
yeah, that didn't seem to fly, huh?
and Punk said, I'll talk about your
Yes,
dead dad, but you can't talk about my dead."
that would be interesting to see how the rest of the build unfolds because I thought it was very strange that the stinger was like Roman calling Punk old.
Yeah, that was it. Like you could dish it out, but you can't take it kind of situation. But even then, I'm like, I don't know, it's kind of corny. But do you think that now we're gonna get like another bloodline reformation because now all the Samoans are gonna go after Punk for saying that?
Remains to be seen. I don't I mean rumor and innuendo and all that, but I know Roman's still a bit of a politician, so I'm just kind of like curious to see where they go from here with all this, and especially the finish to that match.
You know what the finish of that match gonna be?
Yep, stack, smash.
So
Yeah,
your one's up. We the ones.
we'll talk more Mania stuff as it gets closer. More Mania weekend announcements will probably start to roll out here. But on the topic of Squared Circle Expo, expect next week's episode to drop on Friday. We are recording on Thursday instead of Wednesday, so that's still within our pocket, so to speak. But we didn't establish it last minute, like we talked about it ahead of time. So now that we know ahead of time, I can tell you ahead of time that next week's Underhook show will be dropping one day later than our usual because Chris is going to a convention, and it's really awesome. So if anyone is listening that'll be there, say what's up. I'm trying to work on some promo material for him to take with him, and hopefully our presence will be felt at the event.
Yeah, yeah, I can't believe, man. I'm gonna try to vlog some of it. I don't know how well it's gonna go.
Yeah, least you can do is try, my man. But that is it from us. Obviously, we went a little bit longer with doing a pay per view and TV, but you might get that once a month or so. I enjoyed it. Hope you did too, and I hope you guys enjoyed listening to it. For Steve and for Chris, thank you guys so much for listening. We'll talk to you again next week.
See ya.